what we did as a leadership team is we pulled everybody into our conference room, who our leadership team. And I read a book called Traction.
Yep.
And one of the things in Traction says, well, what are your core values? Right. And some things in that book I'm really, hard over on, and other things I was like, well, maybe we should do that. And the core values hit a home spot for me. I says, well, what is our cultural core values? So we all met. My assignment to all of our folks was, I want you to go away for a couple of days, and I want you to come back. We're gonna have another meeting. I want you to come back with 2 people who you really admire. It could be Colin Powell, or it could be your dad. It could be a teacher. Mm-hmm. It could be President of the United States. But come back with people you really admire. But don't come back with just that you admire them. I want you to tell me, what is it in their being that makes you admire them? So when we got back together, we listed everything on a board related to what these people admired in their favorite people. And the 4 core values emerged: determination, passion, empathy, and integrity. And from that point, it became clearly evident to us that, we got a leadership team who believes in that. We brought it out to the folks on the floor. I got to be honest, not everybody was embracing
right.
all 4 core values. But what happened was, eventually, some of the people who didn't embrace the core values, they're not there anymore.
They're not there anymore. Hey, well, just real quick interruption on that, because I think it's so critical. One of the goals of the podcast is to make sure that we're helping the community here learn and grow. The rising tide lifts all boats. And so I think it's just super critical. 2 things that you just said I want to highlight before we continue on, which was, number 1, you didn't sit down and invent core values that you think were like the ones other people would respect, or that your customers would like the most, or would sound best on a t-shirt or in a marketing package. You did what I've seen to be the most successful, which is you've discovered them, unveiled them. You said they emerged. And I think emerge is really excellent kind of, in my view, description of how they came out, right? Everyone kind of went back and you looked and you saw, wow, here's the 4 values we all already share, and we can rally behind. You as the leader realize you have to drive them. I think that's super, super powerful. And then the other piece I think that's really cool is when you find those core values, much like a good description of a company, I think core values attract and they repel. They should attract what we want more of, and they're going to repel the things that we don't. So I think it's super cool that that's something that you're into. And I think that you said it's part of the growth strategy. It's propelled what you guys have been up to.
Absolutely. And not only that, but I got to tell you, the culture at Phoenix is wonderful. Yeah. I walk out on the floor, anybody who walks out on the floor, you can feel it.